Hello, welcome back to Chapter 13, Section 3, where we're discussing the unit circle and how to use the unit circle. So when we developed this, we talked about knowing the sine and cosine, which refer to sine goes with the y, cosine goes with the x, of 30, 45, and 90 degrees, which are pi over 6, pi over 4, and pi over 3. And when we developed this, we talked about using, for the other three quadrants, using reference angles. This is what this example is going to be getting to. We're going to use reference angles to find sine, cosine, and tangent of various angles of rotation. It's basically what we've done already. We already have the unit circle filled out using that, but I'm just going to explain how this kind of works. These examples just, these problems just kind of give you like a way of knowing that this is the point, this is the whole idea. All right, so remember a reference angle is acute and it makes an angle with the terminal side of the angle of rotation and the x-axis. So if I look at quadrant 1, 0 obviously is going to be 0, it's not acute, but we'll deal with the axes later. But we got 35, 45, and 60. Those are all their own reference angles because 30, 45, and 60 degrees are all acute, and they're all angles of rotation using the x-axis as the initial side. But when I make it to quadrant 2 and I get 120, my reference angle is the 60 degrees that are remaining. That's why these two coordinates are the same except for the negative, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. The reference angle for 135 would be 45. The 45 remains, that gets to 180. And the reference angle for 150 is the remaining 30 degrees. And I can do that all the way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the reference angle for the angle that I'm going to be given, my angle of rotation. I'm going to figure out what the sine, cosine, or tangent, whatever they're asking, I think they're going to be asking for all of them, of the reference angle is. And then I got one more part which is included in the unit circle, but I just want to like identify this again. Since the sine goes with the y, sine is positive in quadrants 1 and 2 where the y goes up, and sine is negative in quadrants 3 and 4 where the y goes down. Cosine goes with the x, so cosine is positive in quadrants 1 and 4 where it goes to the right, and negative in 2 and 3 where it goes to the left. And tangent is the y value divided by the x value, which is the sine divided by cosine. By the way, that's going to be something important in physics. Physics, pre-calculus. One of the most important things you're ever going to learn. Tangent of theta is the sine of theta divided by the cosine of theta. That and sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1 are going to be like the two most important trig identities that you're going to get into when you get trig identities. So a positive divided by positive is positive. Positive divided by negative is negative. Negative divided by negative is positive, and negative divided by positive is negative. Okay, so tangent goes positive, negative as I go around. So I'm going to find the sine, cosine, tangent, the reference angle, and then figure out which quadrant I am and adjust the positive or negative as needed. So let's talk about 225 degrees. My reference angle, I'll sketch it. 225 degrees looks like this. And this is from last week. My reference angle is going to be this part. So how much further did I go past 180 degrees? The reference angle is 45 degrees. Okay, so now I need to know the sine of 45 degrees. Well, I know that. That's going to be square root of 2 over 2. The cosine of 45 degrees is also square root of 2 over 2. The tangent of 45 degrees is just 1. All of these are going to be the sine, cosine, and tangent of 225 degrees, except I'm in quadrant 3, where sine is negative, cosine is negative, but tangent is positive. So sine of 225 degrees is this, except it's negative. Negative square root of 2 over 2. Cosine of 225 degrees, same thing, it's this, but it is also negative. Tangent of 225 degrees, tangent in quadrant 3 is still positive, so this is still 1. So that's what we're getting to when we talk about using a reference angle. But the truth is, you've already got it. Here's 225 degrees. So the sine was negative square root of 2 over 2, the cosine was negative square root of 2 over 2, and the tangent was 1. So the unit circle already has it, but we use this idea of reference angle in order to draw the unit circle. So we're kind of, and sorry, pun is not intended, we're kind of just going in circles. Okay? All right, we'll see you in the next video.